bro. Jennings DePriest.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited. This is my first podcast.
Yeah, let's just start it off by an intro because I feel like you have one of the most interesting digital business offers I've ever heard. You operate in the niche or the industry with the deepest pockets, which is government. So props to you. If you just want to give, a little background into how you got into online business, how you got to the point you're at today, and any pivots you made along the way.
So I am a professional propagandist, is probably the best way to describe this. Little bit of background, started my career as a lobbyist. I was in the National Guard at the time as an enlisted infantry guy. When I commissioned, I became an intel officer and got super into targeting. And while I was at intel school, I decided that I wanted to leave the lobby firm that I was at. I went in-house for a client, and they were like, oh, you'll do sales development. It's basically the same thing as lobbying. We're selling to the government, and you'll write out your non-compete like that. Well, what I quickly found out was they didn't have any marketing. It's really hard to sell if they have a bad website, no real social media presence. It's kind of what Wizard talks about all the time. Like,
Wizard.
You can't close deals because nobody knows that you exist online. So I started learning Facebook ads. I started learning ClickFunnels. Shout out to any people who started on ClickFunnels and have since moved on to better platforms. But that's how I got my start. And long story short, once my time under non-compete was up, I made some friends who wanted to use digital advertising to influence legislators. My very first Facebook ads campaign in the political space was running Facebook ads where if somebody clicked on it, it would call a state senator. We sent hundreds of phone calls into like a handful of state senate offices overnight. We got the bill killed thanks to the calls, and I was hooked from that point. So from there, I've had really good mentors. I learned how to do direct SMS for political campaigns. So if you live in Florida and you've gotten political text, there's a good chance I'm behind it. Sorry, not sorry.